political strategist. He joins me now live from Atlanta. Fred, a lot of people in Minneapolis would have said that this federal probe into the department itself is long overdue. What can we expect to come out of this?
Well, I think what people want is justice, and they want equality. One of the things I've been saying all day today is that we will not really feel that there's true accountability or true justice until things like, or verdicts like the one we received yesterday, are expected rather than the exception. And so I think this probe is going to explore systematic bias, racism. You're going to look at how people are treated. And are they treated equally when they have similar situations? And so this is a very important probe. And I think if we are going to truly have police reform in America, we're going to need to see things like this happen. And so this probe holds a lot of promise, and it is, I believe, long overdue.
Fred, what do you make of the timing of this? Sunday will be the one-year anniversary of George Floyd's death. When you looked at a lot of the reaction that George Floyd's death received at the time, the people of Minneapolis were saying that this is a pattern with the police department itself. Why wasn't this launched then?
Well, if you look back at the actual original police report from the George Floyd murder, you will see insight as to how the Minneapolis Police Department really operated. It was very devoid of any kind of issue or fault on the part of the police officers, and it really laid out that George Floyd was at fault, and it attributed his death to more of natural causes. And so going back to the previous question as well with the probe, we're really going to have to look at how police reports are filed and do those match up with eyewitness testimony and what other people are saying. So the timing of this is really important. It's symbolic. And it's significant because if we're going to move forward as a country, and if we're going to move forward in terms of building confidence in the police force and build bridges between the community and the police force, you're going to have our own version of a Truth and Reconciliation Commission, which is what this probe has the potential to be.
And of course, Fred, Congress is going to be looking at passing federal reforms as well. How difficult is that going to be, and what are we likely to see there?
Well, everything in our Congress these days is very difficult. So you have a 50-50 split in the Senate, and the Democrats have a very slim majority in the House. So I think that the first attempt is going to be to craft something that can have bipartisan support, because you don't want justice to be partisan. You want it to be nonpartisan or bipartisan. So I think that's going to be the first thing you see is an attempt to craft something that and craft provisions for the George Floyd Act that can gain Republican support. That will be difficult. And then the question for the Democrats will be, will they go forward with it? Will they be willing to break the filibuster? Will they be willing to break with precedent to get this done? Now, we saw that happen once with the budget issue and the stimulus a few weeks ago. But the question is, now that we get to the social issues and less of the fiscal issues, how hard are Democrats willing to go with pursuing this kind of a social justice agenda? And is there a way to make it bipartisan?
Fred Hicks, we appreciate your analysis live from Atlanta.